So it's May the 4th be with you day today. I just wanted to make a video about Fender guitars, Fender Stratocasters more in specific, and about the quality and recommendations that I have, and just kind of a discussion. This is not really a comparison, tone comparison, blah blah blah. This is more of a discussion of individuals and buying guitars and budgets and things like that, an experience of playing guitar. So first of all, here I want to talk about my beautiful Squier Strat. I recommend this guitar for beginners. That's a very common thing you'll hear. I see a lot of people in the comments of like Squier videos talking about how like, oh, you don't need an American guitar, or they're too expensive, this is just good enough, this is just as good. Well, it's false in some ways, but let me tell you why this is a great guitar, but also why I disagree with the comments and things like that. Here I have American parts put on this guitar, but the body and the neck are Squier made, with an original Squier bridge, which I'd like to upgrade soon. But the pickups, pickguard, switches, they're all USA made. Put a little USA neck bolt cover on there. And I do have American tuners on here as well. This is a Squier from the year 2000. I don't imagine they've changed so much in quality, but first of all, I'd like to talk about the wood. The wood itself, I mean, let me see if I can get back to regular. So the wood itself is just fantastic. The neck is smooth, you know, it is made out of great quality. The craftsmanship, you know, the way that they sanded everything properly, the proper shape. No fret edges whatsoever. Extremely smooth, like butter. Incredible. Super smooth playing up and down the fretboard. I must complain about the frets a little bit. Once you start reaching up to kind of like the higher areas, you might be able to see in the video that they're quite scratchy, and when you want to bend, you do feel like resistance, like if they're a little bit rough. I'm sure you can get a nice polishing kit for a few bucks on eBay. What's up, bro? And polish the frets. But I mean, the neck is phenomenal. I pretty much have no dead notes on this neck. I've set it up myself properly. I've adjusted the truss rod and the action. I have a little bit of a floating bridge going on. I like that because I like to go upwards on my tremolo. The body itself, you know, the wood is good quality too. Proper shape, proper build, you know, no screw ups, beautiful shape, nice paint, you know, for what it is. I scored this guitar for $30 on the internet from an offer app. Could probably score one for like 50 to 100, maybe pushing 200 if it's like brand new. But these guitars are amazing. The build quality is amazing. The tuners are acceptable. I like the fact that it has two little string trees there. Keeps it in tune better. For someone who's barely starting off playing guitar, I started learning on an electric guitar first before I even touched an acoustic guitar ever. And I totally do recommend that because a lot of people get discouraged playing guitar because they press their fingers up against, you know, the strings and the frets of an acoustic, which a lot of the times are much thicker and tougher to press than an electric. Electrics are a lot easier to press, especially if you're using a lighter gauge of string, like a 9 gauge or maybe a 10 gauge. I myself play power slinkies, so I think those are like 11. I don't remember 11 or 12. I think 11. A little bit heavier, harder to bend, a little bit harder to press, especially when you're pressing bar chords. But the point is that for the price, you know, these are excellent guitars. You should never ever spend more than like $100 to $200 getting your first electric guitar. Because chances are, like, what are the chances that you're actually gonna stick with it and wanna play more? You know what I'm saying? Buying an expensive instrument is not gonna make you stick with it. That's not how it works. But let's say that you do stick with it and wow, you actually start writing songs and you do some covers on YouTube. Maybe you join a band or something. Well, this guitar is amazing because you can just do what I did. You swap out the tuners for something tighter. You know, the Squier ones are okay, but the Fender ones are better. And you can swap out the electronics and it's gonna give you a phenomenal tone because a lot of the tone is just in the pickups. So yeah, totally recommend this for beginners. I can even gig this easy now that I've upgraded the electronic parts. And if I wanted great tones, totally giggable. Maybe just polish the frets a little bit. Super easy thing to do. Bunch of YouTube videos nowadays on how to do that. Could do it in a day or less. So I recommend this guitar for beginners. I love the guitar. I use it all the time for practice. And yeah, I'll gig it if I ever play like a punk show or anything where I'm playing heavier music or a house party and the crowds are wild. I don't want to risk my stuff getting stolen. There you go. Build it up. Start with this. Squier is amazing. They're actually going to release a new line of guitars called contemporary guitars. There's a pink one that I really want to get, the pink Jazzmaster. Ah, amazing. I want that so bad. I love Squier. Next up is my Mexican Strat. This beauty set me back a few shiny pennies. Now, a Mexican Stratocaster, at least nowadays, you know, now we're in the year 2022. Back in like 2014, 2013, I did own a Mexican Telecaster. And I scored it for much less than it's worth now. I think I scored it for like $450 at Guitar Center used. You know, a Mexican Tele. Now they're so much more expensive. But I think that's because what Fender's doing now is they're making the Mexican line their primary standard line. I think I saw that in another YouTube video. They're no longer gonna make Mexicans and then a Fender Strat standard USA and then premium. No, now it's just Mexican is the standard and then USA is the premium, period. This guitar is just amazing. The bridge is absolutely gorgeous. Got a little bit of a floating trim thing going there. I like my bridges a little floaty. This is a 2021 Player Series. You have no idea how much sustain this thing has. Even when I float the bridge. It's supposed to have less sustain, but oh my gosh. This thing has so much sustain, especially when you boost that distortion and overdrive up real nice and high. It just comes with one string tree, made in Mexico, Fender tuners. I like the not so glossy neck. And even look at this, not even American guitars, or at least older American guitars, have such a clean back. Look how clean that woodwork is. Being Mexican American myself, let me tell you, Mexicans are born to work. We are some of the excellent workers, most excellent workers in the world. And we're known for that. You see us in movies and stuff, being gardeners and mechanics and construction workers for a reason. I don't really do that work. I like to do that work when I can, or whenever I have a reason to do it, but hilarious thing is that you have Mexicans making your American Fenders in the factory. Look at the neck and the body. If you pull apart your neck from the body of the guitar, maybe what, 3 or 4 times out of 5, you'll see some Mexican last names in there. Mine says Sanchez and Plasencia. So you just have Mexicans making American guitars. Joke's on you, buddies. But anyway, the point is that this guitar cost me about $900 with tax included. I got it brand new. The paint is absolutely gorgeous. The pickups are some of the best I've ever experienced. The knobs, the switches, the bridge, the tremolo fits like a dream come true. You just gotta drop like a little spring in there and it moves so buttery smooth. So buttery smooth. And it keeps its tune very well. This gorgeous maple neck with a little gloss on it. I love it. The nut, excellent condition. This guitar is beautiful. It did have really sharp fret ends at the store, but I asked the tech to shave them down. He was nice enough to shave them down. And now this is like my #1 gig guitar. If I'm playing a nice gig, I'll definitely pull this beauty out. Now a Mexican guitar, I would recommend for those players who are now advancing, who can afford a more expensive guitar and who are now becoming more of, set musicians. You know how to play your songs. You're advancing in your theory. You started playing with other musicians and you're starting to play shows live and you want something that's going to last you a lifetime. I definitely recommend this guitar. This is not necessary for a beginner at all, because a beginner is not going to even be able to tell the difference at all. I mean, it may feel a little smoother or whatever, but it's just not necessary. A beginner needs to focus more on learning and how to play. It should be a privilege and a gift to play something so nice. I mean, if you're a beginner getting a USA Deluxe for like $2,000, man, okay, that's one way to live life, but in my opinion, that's not the right way. You gotta earn that. Next up, I have here my beautiful USA Strat. Beautiful maple neck. Made in the United States of America. In Corona, California, where Fender has its home. This is the 60th anniversary of the Stratocaster from '54. This is a 2014 American Strat. I prefer more of a flat backside of the neck, but this glossy backside is nice still. Fender American tuners. This one also comes with a tremolo, though I must admit the tremolo, it is a screw-on and it doesn't move 100% buttery smooth like my Mexican one does, but it works 100%. It just kind of looks cheesy when it's like hanging down with gravity. Oh crud, R2 just got it. But yeah, it has a custom shop Fat 50 pickups. Beautiful Fender bridge. Sounds amazing. The sound of these pickups, oh, the sound of the entire guitar with the wood, the bridge, the electronics, everything. This guitar sounds absolutely gorgeous. Like nothing can match it. It's just incredible. You feel like John Mayer when you hold it, or Gilmore. This one did have sharp fret edges. Not very bad, but it did. Sharp fret edges is not an indicator of a good or bad guitar. It's just an indicator of how humid it is where you live. If it's dry, you'll get sharp fret ends. If it's humid, you probably won't because the wood will expand. So I was just kind of ballsy and just said, you know what, damn it, this is my guitar. I'll do whatever the heck I want with it because I paid for it. And I'll shave down the fret ends myself. And it's actually really easy. Just be very careful and shave it down and you're good to go, my dudes. But this is my other baby. Oh crap, I've been filming in 0.5. Here we go, let me do one more. There we go. Beautiful paint. That gorgeous sunburst. Beautiful fat 50s. Beautiful maple neck. I'm really making these videos more for myself, because I just love looking at Mog 8 guitars. Now, American Fenders, a lot of people say it's not necessary. You don't need it. There's no use. A Squier is just as good. Just get a Mexico. Just get a Squier. Classic vibe. Well, there's a reason that they've recently adapted the name Fender American Stratocaster Professional. That's not the name of this model in specific. This is an American standard. But a Fender American Strat, it's more for professional musicians. It was designed for people who play music for a living. This is a guitar that's going to last you a lifetime. The wood is of the best of quality. The parts are of the best of quality. And it's designed to take a beating. It's designed to look the absolute best. And it's your career. It's your job. Now, if you know anything about money or, you know, taking care of your job, you know that you need to present yourself in the best of fashion. If you go to your job in a t-shirt and jeans, or shorts and flip-flops, well, chances are you work in a snow cone shop on the beach or something. But if you wear a nice polo, some nice pants, a nice set of shoes, you know, or you wear a nice suit, you know you're in business. It's your profession. You want to take care of yourself. You want to present yourself well. You want something that's going to last you. Same concept as a car too, or a truck. You know, if you're a 16-year-old about to get your first job, or, you know, trying to work through high school, you're not going to get a Lamborghini or a V8, V10 truck. It's not necessary. You don't need it. Not unless you do construction right after school or something. I mean, that's just not how it works. You start off with a Squier. You start off with a little Toyota Celica or a little Honda Civic, you know? And then once you start advancing in your life, you start moving up. You know, if you have to start making longer trips, you upgrade your car, something with a slightly bigger engine, 2.0, 2.4 liter, something that's gonna last you. So you have to do less maintenance, you know, so you present yourself well, you look professional, and it just looks great, you know, and it feels great, you know. And then once you're more advanced, you know, you have a good career in your life, then you can start making decisions like, hey, you know what, I want a nicer looking car. Or if you start working like on a ranch or something, you need a nice truck. Or if you even want to open your own business, you buy an 18-wheeler hauler, thingamajigger. I'm getting off the subject by making analogies, but you get my point. It's also about the value and the beauty of it. It's the same concept as well as like jewelry and nice things, like a nice TV and 4K and a Bose soundbar and a Series X Xbox. Like, you don't need these things, no. But guess how many lives you have? One. And nice things are nice to have. You could be gone tomorrow, and that's it. It's all over. You're not taking these things with you nowhere. But let me tell you, while I'm here, I would like to enjoy the nice things. And of course, you know, there'll be people that are minimalists that just believe you don't need much. You can make a living working at Subway. That may be possible. That may be true. And kudos to you. Hey, if that's the way it is, that's the way it goes. But back to the point is that an American guitar is going to be designed more for someone who is ready to start gigging on the regular, someone who's ready to make positive presentation, someone who just wants an instrument that feels fantastic. The action on this guitar is just out of this world. Incredible. I think it's had some fretwork done. Like besides just me sanding off the sharp edges, I think the actual frets have been like flattened or polished. But wow, playing this guitar is a breeze. It's such a gorgeous feeling. And I love it. I love my own two guitars. You're not gonna want to take this to a punk show or to a house show where it can get damaged or stolen. You know, take care of your things. That's why I like having a couple different guitars. Different situations call for different guitars. And just because they're amazing. Well, I hope you liked my video. I'm just sharing my precious gems. And I like watching my gems too when I'm away from home. These guitars sound amazing. Unfortunately, I live in a very small apartment complex area, so I can't make much noise. Otherwise, I would do a comparison of all three and how they sound. But I have to be super quiet where I live, so it's not possible. Maybe in another video or something. But it really wouldn't be fair either because the Squier does not have original spring parts, so All right, my dudes, let me know if you have any questions, even guitar tips. Let me know if you have any questions about playing guitar, learning guitar. If you're starting off, I'm happy to give you tips, and as well as on equipment. Oh, well, might as well show you what I'm running. I have a little orange amp, a Crush 35 RT, perfect for gigging, small to medium shows. It can get super loud super quick. I'm playing a Hall of Fame, carbon copy, super chorus, a little boost pedal, a rat, and a tuner. That's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, dudes.